Hi, everybody. I'm Jones.
And I'm Man. And we're Jones and Mann. And today we're in Studio West and we are Jonesing on Riazul Anejo. Alright, Jones, this is one of my traveling adventures. Well, let me take it back a step. So I watch a YouTuber, Common Man Cocktails. They drink everything, kind of like us, kind of deal. He went through a whole bunch of tequila and listed Riazul as a top. And I'm looking at the bottle. I mean, I probably would have never bought this as a tequila. So it's 58 bucks, somewhere in that neighborhood for a fifth. 40% more than Patron, more than Dobel, not as nearly way more than El Jimador.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But this is the aged, so you pay a little bit more for the aged version. But I had the pleasure of trying it. I'm trying to think of the girl's name at Bakersfield, the bartender at Bakersfield in Nashville, North Carolina. Shouts out, boo. It was exquisite. I loved it. And, I've been tipsy a little bit. So, I felt like I think this will be something that Jones will be surprised by. I'm not going to say that you will like it because it kind of got messed up the last time.
No more challenges?
No more challenges.
Right.
No more challenges.
Oh, man.
But I think that you will at least be surprised by it. There's one thing, and once we taste it, I'll tell you what the one thing that makes me kind of leery about whether or not you'll like it. So I told you about it, so I know you've done your digging in and research. So what can you tell us about Riazul?
I did find out that, the land, that this goes all the way back to the Mexican Revolution.
Okay.
And the family inherited the land. It was given to them, and most of it was given out. It was 10,000 acres, and they kept only around 250. And now the family grows, the agave for this particular tequila. And, so it's rich history, over 200 years in history.
Yeah.
Just the land alone. Then they say it's going to be sweet, kind of floral. So really excited. I'm ready to taste it. Everyone says on the reviews is saying that it's more like a dessert, something that you would like with a, at the dinner treat. So let's go ahead and crack into it and see what we got.
So I think that you kind of hit on the sweetness is what I kind of made it feel like. I said, oh, it's good, but he might not like it because of that. But let's do what we do. House rules. Let's go ahead and bust this thing on open. And we'll pour a couple of shots. We'll put it on the rocks. And we'll take it through the paces and call it. Okay. So I'm going to pour us a couple of shots. We're going to maybe do a couple today, so I'm going to go 3/4 today. I'll try to keep it light on us so that we can maybe make it through.
That lovely tequila smell.
But you do get like a sweet undertone there. You don't think so? I mean, I definitely get the hint of agave for sure, but underneath there I get a little sweetness. Clink 'em and drink 'em?
Clink 'em and drink 'em. Okay, let's put it on ice.
Okay.
See what we get out of it.
No comments about the shot?
I'll reserve my comments.
I poured that a little heavy. Or maybe it looks like that because of the ice ball. I'll pour yours light.
You can pour me a little more in there.
Normally when I get you to say you can pour a little bit more.
I need a full shot so I can give them a just dessert.
All right, let's spin around a little bit. See how it's really light in color, especially once you put it on the rocks. I expected a lot darker from an añejo. Or anejo, however they say it. Even what you get here, I think some of this is tint on the bottle. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll have to get to the bottom of it to find out if it's tint or not. Smell anything?
Yeah, it smells fairly decent.
Okay, let's get a clink 'em and drink 'em.
Oh man, I definitely know what your response is going to be, so I'll let you go ahead.
So I think you will be a surprise. So I'll go ahead. The shot had characteristics of tequila, but was smoky like a whiskey. And the aging is the smoky piece that comes to it. But I think the two blended well together, and it wasn't like they were competing for each other. They kind of, I got a little tequila, but it wasn't so harsh in tequila that I got a little bit of smoky, so I had the smoky piece. On the rocks is where I like it the best. I think it brings the sweetness out. Like I can smell the glass now. I kind of get a little like I had this one night, and I had a slight hint of cotton candy. Very slight, not like a ball of sugar or anything, but the sweetness aspect was kind of what I was like. I said, Jones is probably not gonna really care for. He might like it, but the sweetness would be the part. So, first question before you go into it. I'll let you.
Let me know if this is definitely a favorite.
For me, it's definitely a favorite. I actually bought all 3 bottles: the Reposado, the Blanco, and this one, and I've been waiting to crack this one open, but I promised I would wait.
All right. I'll go ahead and tell you that it's not really a favorite.
Okay.
It's not really a flop.
Okay.
It is sweet, but it's not overly sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that barrel of sugar that I normally call it.
Okay.
It is something that I would drink, but I can't put it as a favorite.
So is it not a favorite because it's tequila, or is it not a favorite because it's not your favorite tequila?
Several reasons. One, I don't really care for the sweetness of it.
Okay.
So that would make it so it wouldn't be something that I would be trying to figure out what cigar I compare with it.
Right, okay.
Or what kind of food I compare with it. It would be something that I would just drink strictly at their meal, or if I was, had an urge for something sweet.
Okay.
So then I would, point more toward this. You do get to taste the aging, and it's very clean, very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
But again, at that price point,
it's higher on the price point. I consider this a sipping tequila. I wouldn't mix it. I wouldn't do anything else. If you went out and actually this Bakersfield is like a Mexican restaurant. They've got tons of tequila, tacos and stuff. And I can imagine having a nice good meal, and feeling a little full. Maybe you had a margarita, or maybe you drink some other tequilas in between. But to me, this would be my finisher. I would, I'd pour me some on the rocks and just sip all. Well, I didn't really sip through that one, but just sip all the way through it. And I mean, I definitely feel like it is a different kind of aged tequila.
Yeah, I would say, if you're having a special guest over,
mm-hmm.
This is definitely, especially for the summer.
For the summer,
yeah. You can
somebody asked us for some summer drinks. They were looking rummish, but this is a good summer tequila.
Yeah, this is a good summer tequila. Yeah. If you don't mind paying the higher end, and if you can find it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to sip on if you're just gonna sip and maybe one or two. But for me, it would just be too much.
Yeah, you maybe went down the bottle. Well, maybe I would, but you wouldn't.
And I probably wouldn't do shots with it either.
Yeah, it's been on the rocks. Definitely been on the rocks.
It's definitely a sipper and not a shooter.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, if I was going to categorize it, I would put Patron as a shooter.
Yeah.
This is definitely a sipper like the Dobel.
So, here's my question. You always force me to do it. Is it more flop or more favorite?
More flop.
More flop. Ooh, it hurt me. It hurt me. Riazul. I'm sorry. It just hurt me.
It's only for me because it's not something that I would be excited about.
Okay.
Or excited or disappointed when it's in my liquor cabinet.
Okay.
It would be something I would have for like my friends that are tequila drinkers. So then I would be like, hey, I got a new tequila that I want you to try.
Okay.
And then but it's something bearable enough for me to drink that, yeah.
So here's the interesting thing. I got all 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've tasted the Reposado, and I've tasted the Blanco too. I actually cracked in a little bit early, but I still think we can do an episode on those with us, kind of just full. It was just a small sip kind of tasting. It will be interesting to see if maybe there's notes of the tequila that they do that you like, minus the sweetness. I know tequila is not your wheelhouse, but I think that because the other two are definitely less sweet than this.
I think aging it in either the cognac or American oak barrels.
Made it a little bit different.
Made it a little bit sweeter than what I would expect for a tequila. Because I still want to taste a little bit of the agave.
Yeah, sure.
It still smells like it, but it's so sweet, man. It's like
Okay. That was it a little bit of a surprise?
This actually was a little bit of a surprise.
Yes. All right.
You should have made it.
I should have made it. But no. We're good. So they have it, folks. You got a favorite from JonesNmann and a flop, sort of.
I will give it. We need to have an in between category.
A flop, a flop favorite.
Yeah.
A flop favorite.
Favorite flop.
Favorite flop.
Favorite flop sounds better.
Favorite. Well, I mean, but it's kind of
favorite.
In between.
Yeah.
You got an in between from. So I think that's a bit of an endorsement from a non-tequila lover.
Yeah.
So yeah. And as always, you can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook. Send us some messages. What's happening out there, people? Yeah. We want to grow. We want to hear more from you. Tell us what you want to see episodes of. And, just like always, we'll see you next time. Take them and drink them. Jones and Mann.